Good morning, happy Wednesday, happy Mercury Day. I'm still coming back from my vacation, so I will finally be back live with you all tomorrow morning. But for those of you who enjoy the daily live streams, enjoy starting your day off aligning with the current energy, I wanted to give you a quick run through of what's going on today. So we're going to get through all the transits in under 5 minutes, and that will actually be very easy to do today because we have a really quiet day in the Milky Way. And yes, that did just rhyme. Take a look at the current planets right now. You can see the moon just moved into Gemini, and that's the story of the day. Not a whole lot going on. The moon enters Gemini at 2:30 a.m. So as you're watching this, you're probably starting to feel that Gemini energy. Makes us feel a little bit more social, more chatty. We want to learn new things. We want to teach other people things, and we'll just enjoy being around other people in general. When the moon is in Gemini too, we can see all the different sides of ourselves come out, as Geminis are notorious for having multiple personalities. So you might be surprised by who shows up as you today or over the next couple days. And the Gemini moon also makes it so we are very much nurtured by learning new information and sharing it with our people. So if you're feeling a little restless today under the Gemini moon, as the moon is getting ready to come into its home sign of Cancer, you can feel a little bit like I got to get things done, or just a little more restless under a Gemini moon. This is a time when we can really lean into learning. Maybe pick up a new book, do a little bit of research on something that's interesting you. That can keep the mind busy, as the mind can be very active under a Gemini moon. The only connection the Gemini moon makes today is at 9 p.m. So when I say it's a quiet day in the Milky Way, I really mean it. And if you take a look at the chart, you can see the moon squares off to Jupiter late tonight. So here's what that looks like. The moon, once it hits about 8 degrees, 9 degrees, starts to form a 90-degree angle to Jupiter in Pisces. Now, normally when we talk about squares in astrology, there's sort of a negative connotation because that 90-degree angle is a harsh angle and it can cause some conflict. However, when Jupiter is in the mix, even if it is a harsh angle, this looks like a boost of energy, a boost of optimism. In fact, it's like Jupiter, the planet of abundance, is forcing us to see the silver linings of whatever situation we find ourselves in. This can also give us a boost of late night energy. So beware, if you're trying to go to sleep early or wind down early, you might have to be very intentional about that because Jupiter wants you to keep going. It gives us an abundance of energy, and we can also feel more generous. Again, just heightening the enjoyment of being around other people, socializing with other people, sharing our knowledge as the moon squares off to Jupiter. So really positive transits today, and just kind of a low-key day when it comes to astrology. So if you are needing a more low-key day, maybe the focus is just on yourself, learning something new today, or just enjoying no intense planetary connections today. And the only other energies playing out in the background, we're still feeling the effects of that trine between Mars and Uranus. We talked about that a lot yesterday. If you want to go back and watch that video, those two planets are pulling away from each other. The North Node has also been forming a trine to Pluto, and this is playing out over the course of several weeks because these are points in the chart, bodies and mathematical points in the chart that really don't move very quickly at all. So the North Node and Pluto forming this trine to each other, just in the background, something to keep in mind since we don't have a lot going on today, is that there is this death and rebirth transformative cycle that is flowing with our ultimate purpose and the lessons that we're here to learn in this lifetime. That is supported, that is harmonious. So if you're feeling subtle changes, know that good fortune will come out of them. Let's do a brief wrap up and then we will quickly pull a card. Today is a very quiet day in the Milky Way. Yes, I said it again because I'm so proud of myself with that rhyme. The moon moves into Gemini very early overnight and invites us to connect with other people, to share information, to learn new information. We'll enjoy chatting, we'll enjoy communicating, and we'll just enjoy being around our friends, our family a little bit more with the moon in Gemini. This can make the mind a little bit more active, so if you're feeling restless at all, lean into learning something new, read a book, talk it out. The only connection the moon makes today is a square to Jupiter, and that doesn't happen until 9 p.m. So it's like the moon is sort of just floating out there on its own, not getting any direct hits from any other planets until late tonight. And once the moon squares off to Jupiter, this can look like a burst of energy, a burst of optimism, forcing us to see silver linings and allowing us to lean even more into the enjoyment of being around people, generosity, and sharing our knowledge. Okay, let's pull a card very quickly and see what message from Spirit needs to come through. And as I'm shuffling, I have to give a quick shout out to my best friend, Jenna. Today is her birthday. She has been watching our fur babies, our precious dogs, while we've been in Hawaii. And she's also one of the first people who really activated my understanding and my deep need to learn more about astrology. So love you, Jenna. Happy birthday. I hope you have the best day. And of course, this is the card we pulled. The first time I ever pulled this card was with Jenna. She absolutely loves this deck, Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell. And it says, Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. I remember the first time I pulled this card, I was a little like, I wonder what the message is. And it was just so spot on. So let's see what it says for you today. Anna, grandmother of Jesus. Here we go. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, was an ancient mystic who dedicated her life to laying the foundations for Christ consciousness to be woven through all of life. She's not widely known, but without her, Christ consciousness would not be rising as it is today. Anna represents the quiet dedication that is sometimes required to live a life of service. She represents the generations that came before that devoted their lives to dreaming a new world into being while knowing that they would not see the glorious end result. She represents the dutiful soldier, the unconditional mother, and the mystic who can see the thread that is woven through all of life. Anna teaches us that we all have a part to play in the divine plan. It doesn't have to be on the world stage to be significant. One person's part is not worthier than another. One person's part may be to mother their children. Another's may be to gather women in circle each month. No part is better or worse, more important or less significant. We each have within us a seed of light that we incarnated to share. Anna is gathering us all to remember and surrender to our part of the plan. Okay, I know this is a quick video, but a few things to say after reading that. Laying the seeds and knowing that your part in the whole grand scheme of things is important. That's the meaning of this card. As I said, my best friend Jenna, it's her birthday today, and she has been that person for me. We've been friends for over 20 years now, and throughout my life, just planting little seeds, not intentionally, just by being herself. And of course, it is Aquarius season. She is the ultimate Aquarius, and reminds us during Aquarius season that our individuality, what makes us unique, what makes us feel lit up and alive, is actually so important to express because it creates an energetic difference all around the globe. And you never know who you're going to impact just by embodying your own unique essence and sharing your knowledge. Very much supported by today's Gemini moon and that square to Jupiter as well we just talked about. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. Hopefully this helped you get into the right energy for the day. And I will be back, like I said, live tomorrow. Can't wait to be with you all again and have the conversation I love having every morning. So yes, I can't wait to see you. I hope you have the most beautiful Wednesday, and join me live tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. for Transits Today live returning. I will see you then. Until then, stay curious. Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website. But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.